Happy Wellness Wednesday, everyone. Master Trainer Kiona Leah back with you guys again. And this week, we were working on some lower body workouts at tempo in the Monday night class. And one of the things I kept saying, but didn't go into a lot of detail because it was a tempo class, was talking about lifting the arch in the shoe and working from there to keep those feet stable. Now, I just kept saying lift the arch in the shoe. One of the things that T-Tapp Method talks about is lift the big toe, ball joint down, big toe up, spread those toes, pinky toe down. So that has been a method I've been using for many, many, many years that Teresa Tapp taught. However, over the last 6 weeks or so, that technique has really been agitating my foot, and specifically the arch of my left foot. So I went to see Dr. Matt, you guys know how I talk about him all the time, and wanted to work on this issue. One of the first things that he taught me was something I went, oh, I have got to share this with my Wellness Wednesday group because it was a light bulb moment for me. Now, let's take a look at what we're talking about here, and you guys can try it along with me, and you can also get a chuckle out of the fact that even after all these weeks, I am still working on this. So let's talk about our feet for a minute. Coming in so that you can see the feet better. Within the T-Tapp method, what we always talk about is ball joint down, big toe up. So now you can see I'm lifting the big toe, and now I'm trying to push the pinky toe back down. Now, what Dr. Matt explained in this is that the mechanism of the musculature of the foot is such that these four toes work together and this big toe works independently. So why we can go big toe up, little toe down, now you can see there's a little bit of a gradient there, but for the most part I can push these toes down and lift my big toe more independently. So this works, and why we do this within T-Tapp method, I'm going to give you a side view, is if I let my feet relax and then I lift that big toe, notice how it starts to pull the arch up when I do that. This is a fantastic way to start out. However, I've been kind of stuck here for the last decade, maybe longer, and that's been the problem because this is not fully complete technique as it is taught in the barefoot basics or to do in your shoes. So here was the big thing that Dr. Matt told me, and here's where you can try it along with me. It's not just about push those pinky toes down and lift those big toes up, pinky toe down, big toe up, there you go. But you should also be able to do the opposite, which is push the big toe down, lift the pinky toe and the other four toes independently. Now, when I first started doing this, here's what would happen. Take a look at this. This I could do really well. Big toe down, pinky toe up, big toe down, pinky toe up. Both feet are doing it. And notice the ankles are tracked pretty well. Watch what happened when I would try and push the big toe down, rolled my knees in, and then lift those pinky toes up. The only way I could get that inner part of the foot down was to roll inward at the knee and at the hip, which is not what we want. We want to be able to push that big toe down, lift those little toes up, and keep that ankle tracked. You can tell which foot I have the injury on, right? Remember I said it was my left? Notice how much trouble I'm having doing that. This is why. This is what's causing that extra stress right through this part of that foot, right through here, because this muscle is being overworked with the lifting of the big toe and not enough to hold the big toe down, but keep the arch up at the same time. So we're going to do it on the foot where it's a little easier to see, which is my right. So I'm going to turn again. Remember we talked about T-Tapp method. This creates nice arch by doing that. However, if I put the big toe down, notice how that flattens the arch. However, if I pull my foot in, I can still leave the big toe on the ground and lift the toes. Notice how my arch still exists. This is what we also need to be able to do. is we need to be able to leave the big toe on the ground, have an arch, which means our ankle still tracks properly, and pull the small toes up. This has been taking me lots and lots of practice, and I am definitely not there yet to be able to do both feet simultaneously and pull the arches up. I'm getting better. It's part of why it took me a few weeks to record this for you guys, because I wanted to be able to do it where I could switch between the two, pinky toe down, big toe up, big toe down, pinky toe up. But you see, I can't, especially on the left. I can do it 1 foot at a time, a little easier. If I'm just focusing on 1 foot, it's a little easier. But notice, if you could see, I just did a little bit of a push right here to keep this knee and hip tracking properly. I still tend to pronate in to push that big toe down, and that's not what I want. This is an ongoing practice that I'm going to keep working on. If you guys want to work on it with me, that'd be awesome, because we're all learning a lot more about our foot fitness as we do this type of work. So from now on, in those videos, when you hear me talk about lift the arch, that's what I'm really talking about. In some ways, it's like gripping the floor with your feet and with your toes, but you still want to keep the ball joints down. But if you try and grip with your toes while keeping the ball joints down, you're going to lift up that arch without having to spread the toes and lift them up. Because as I have now proven, spreading those toes, lifting that big toe up for an extraordinary amount of time and being a type A T-tapper can eventually cause you problems, especially when you do hours and hours and hours of dancing on top of that. It's also affecting my knee and my hip. All of these things are learning to retrack as I practice this method. So to help me stay accountable, I wanted to share it with you guys as well. That's what you're going to hear me saying from now on in the workouts. And now you have a little bit of Wellness Wednesday for your feet to help you out with it. What other questions do you have? Specific details about some of the rehabilitation pieces of some of our workouts that I can talk you guys through without the workout portion? Comment below and let me know, or of course direct message me. It always means so much to me when you guys like and share and comment. I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you. And in the meantime, I'm Kiona Leah. I want to see you move, live, and thrive. So I'll see you on the next one.